Welcome back to AllTheMons. I'm Bumstar, and now that we've got solid automation set up, a good power system, and our AE2 network handling crafting, it's time to start working towards some of the most important materials we're going to need for the AllTheMons Star. In this episode, we're going to start hunting down Allthemodium, Vibranium, and Unobtainium, three of the key progression metals that unlock a huge portion of late game crafting. We'll also be tracking down the smithing templates we need to upgrade our gear, along with gathering more apricorn seeds so we can continue scaling our Pokéball production to, well, Allthemodium, Vibranium, and Unobtainium. These materials are used in a ton of high tier recipes, so getting a solid supply of them early is going to make everything moving forward much easier. Let's get into it. In between episodes, I kind of powered up our mystical agriculture scaling, adding 2 more on top of this, and just kind of loaded it up with a bunch of seeds that I know we're going to need later on. And I also had enough resources to make a single netherite seed with the netherite, what is it called? Crux? We had 2 of the withering souls. I could keep killing the wither over and over again to get more withering souls, or we could make everything to craft them. But I figured for now, one of them's fine since we have 4 of them going in our house on the networks. So if we need more, I'll do that in between episodes because, well, it's kind of boring. So Allthemodium ore is not something that we really have to worry about right now. We've already gotten it from our ancient city, and we have a ton of them here in the mining dimension, which I need to set this up to keep running, but we have a ton of this Allthemodium just kind of floating around here that we can mine out when we need it. And we also have the smithing templates. But in order to upgrade our gear, we need the netherite smithing template. So it's time to head to the nether to do that. And before we start just flying around randomly to look for the smithing template, we're going to make a explorer's compass. We have all of the resources we need in order to craft this, so it should be pretty simple. But now with the explorer's compass, we can search up bastion remnants because, well, we're going to find the smithing templates in bastions. And I'm just going to fly around and try and find this. Nothing in that one. Nothing in this one. Oh, and I did find a piglin mask in one of our chests here. And I believe this just makes it so piglins will not attack me. Well, he looks angry still. Unfortunately, though, it doesn't look like there is much inside that bastion, so we're going to keep moving on. And they did make it so the explorer's compass now has a health bar and cost levels to use, so you can't just spam it all the time. I think that's not a terrible change, because, I mean, honestly, it was a bit too good before anyway. And you know, before we get too far along, I want to make this a little easier on us. We are going to make a matter cannon, because using this as a weapon will be absolutely insane. We're going to put the matter cannon in here, and we're going to tell it we want lead nuggets in here. And we also need to make a energy card and 3 acceleration cards. Go ahead and put those on the matter cannon here. That's going to increase the amount of energy that I can hold and how fast it shoots. So now all we need to do is place that in our Emmy chest. And we need to tell this that we want lead nuggets. If you're having problems getting the lead to go in here, make sure you set this priority really high. Because if you're using functional storage, chances are you have the priority for this set up pretty high. And it's just going to try and go into functional storage before it does this. So then you'll be looking at 4,032 nuggets inside this matter cannon to max out how much you have in here. So you want to be a little careful with this thing because, well, I mean, just watch. This is like a bow on steroids. And there are actually 2 different templates that we're looking for in the nether here. Unfortunately, I don't think this bastion is one of the ones that has the template we need, unless we can find a chest with the netherite template in it. But so far, no luck. Ah, here we go. Netherite upgrade smithing template. That's what we needed. And another one. We'll take that. And since we're in the nether here, we're going to go ahead and try and find the other smithing template we're looking for. And that's going to be a vibranium smithing template. And that's in a very specific bastion. So we just gotta keep flying around until we find the right one. Oh, this might be one. What we're looking for is a bastion similar to this, but we're looking for one that has a suspicious soul sand in it. And I think right here. that is the suspicious soul sand. So let's grab a block, because you want to make sure that you cover up the underside of this, or else the soul sand will fall. And then you want to use a brush, and you get the Vibranium smithing template. And we only need one of these. But now that we have that, let's head back home and upgrade all of our stuff to AllTheModium. So if we take a look at the AllTheModium smithing template, the Vibranium smithing template, and the Netherite smithing template, you can see that we can actually duplicate these. It's just one smithing template with some netherrack and some diamond to duplicate the netherite ones. So we're just gonna make an absolute ton of these, so we don't ever have to worry about running out. And then same thing with the AllTheModium smithing template. It just requires some netherite, some deep slate, and AllTheModium. And then for the Vibranium one, it'll require AllTheModium ingots and some ancient stone, which we're not quite there yet, but we will have that by the end of this episode. And we're going to go ahead and put one of each of these smithing templates in an item frame, so that way if we do use up everything we have a backup here that we can duplicate from. So we're just missing the last one for Unobtainium. Then we're going to go ahead and use this lengthy diamond pickaxe of great fortune, because you get +1 levels of existing fortune. So we'll use that for a pickaxe. Make a new diamond sword, and then a set of diamond armor. We're going to go ahead and put a smithing table down here. And let's put our netherite upgrades in there with our netherite, and let's upgrade all of this to netherite. And now we're going to put our AllTheModium smithing templates in with our AllTheModium and do the exact same thing. And now we'll take our pickaxe, we'll add fortune and efficiency to this. And there we go. And we'll take our AllTheModium sword, add that to it. And now we have both of these. So we can finally get rid of our obsidian paxel, but we're going to keep that for now. And for our armor, go ahead and put our AllTheModium armor on. And I love the way this armor looks. We've got our pickaxe and our sword, a full set of AllTheModium armor. And now it's time to go find some Vibranium and upgrade all of this again. We needed the AllTheModium pickaxe to get Vibranium, because it's the only way you can mine it. I do believe that you would be able to use the Eclipse Alloy Paxel from Just Dire Things for Vibranium and Unobtainium, but we haven't gotten there yet. So we're just going to use AllTheModium. But right here is our nether portal, and right here is some Vibranium. And from that, we got 6 raw Vibranium. I think I saw, yep, another couple over here too. So now the goal is just fly around here and try and at least get a stack. You're pretty much always just going to want to look around on the roof of the nether here, because that's where it's going to spawn. You should be able to find it pretty easily. It stands out, and there's generally a lot of it. And just after a few minutes, we have over a stack of Vibranium. And before we can actually do anything with it, we need to put one of these teleport pads down in the nether, and you have to right click on over with an empty hand. And that brings us to the other. The other is a custom dimension where the mobs are scary, and it is permanently dark. All we're looking for in here right now is some stone. So we're just gonna dig down and grab some. We come down here, we can see right underneath is some ancient dirt. So go shapeless and dig up some ancient dirt. And then we have ancient stone, which is actually what we're looking for. And now we're gonna want to duplicate this. And we just need 6 of them for now. We're not going to mass duplicate this because we don't have a ton of AllTheModium yet. Oh, we put that back up there. So let's come back down to our smithing table, take off all of our gear, and place our Vibranium with our smithing templates, and upgrade everything to Vibranium. And now we're teal. It's finally time to go to the end, because that is where we're going to get Unobtainium. And for that, we're going to use our Explorer's Compass again. And we need to find a stronghold. we're going to go to Young's Better Stronghold instead of a regular one. Let's click that. Let's see, 6,200 blocks that way. Before we go, I'm going to drop off all of our levels just in case we die. And for some reason, our jetpack has broken for these sounds. So we're not hearing the jetpack at all. It is very quiet without it. And with this being over 6,000 blocks away, I couldn't imagine doing this the normal way. Oh, we're going so fast, we're not loading in chunks. I couldn't imagine doing this the normal way where we need to use Eyes of Ender to get here. Because, man, this is a trek. And this is where the Explorer's Compass really comes in handy. Huh. I bet you this is just this is a Dire Wolf's gym. Because this is how he always builds his freaking bases. There's no way this isn't it. Gotta check it out. Yep, there's Dire Wolf. That's funny. I like that. So we are going to dig straight down from here. Here's our small tunnel. And here's our stronghold. Now we just gotta find the portal room, which should be over here if we look on our map. Yep, here it is. Let's go break this spawner real quick. Because I can't stand silverfish, they're the worst. Alright, let's put our Eyes of Ender inside the portal. And now it's time to go to the end. And here we are. I think we might need to deal with the dragon. And before we fully deal with the dragon, we're gonna want to use hostile neural networks and hit some model frameworks with it. This shader pack makes this look so good. I love the re-imaged version of these of this end fight for the Ender Dragon. It just looks really good. And you know, our matter cannon is gonna make this so easy. We just gotta get our model frameworks first. So let's go up here. We just gotta hit him 4 times with this. If I can get there. Another one. 2 more. 1 more time. There we go. Alright, let's turn our hover on, put all 4 of these in here. And throw this into our curio slot. Grab our matter cannon and start blasting. Look how quickly we bring this guy down. Do you see how easy that was? Oh, jeez. This matter cannon is so strong. So we have our dragon heart. Now we just gotta find our egg. Should be down here, right? Let's go ahead and give it a smack. And we'll use the good old torch method for this. Perfect, we have our egg. And we're going to go ahead and make 4 more end crystals and do that 1 more time just to get our hostile neural networks finished. Cool. Alright, well, now that we have the Ender Dragon finished, let's go explore the end. And we're looking for an end highland. Gotta find wherever one of our little portals is. Ah, here we go. Let's go ahead and toss an ender pearl in here. Alright, it says and a highland should be over this way. There we go. Alright, we're definitely going to want some of these chorus plants and flowers. So we're going to need these for some potions later on. Also grab some end stone as well. Alright, and now that we're in the end highland, We are looking for Unobtainium, and it stands out pretty heavily. It is going to be in endstone, and it'll be a glowing purple X. Ah, right here. And one of the things you can do is you could set up a builder to just mine everything out and clear out areas in here, so it'll expose the unobtainium ore. But I always find flying around looking for it once you get to an end highland isn't too difficult. And we're already at 14. So let's keep moving around. It should generally always be exposed to air, like right here. So we're just going to fly around and see if we can find more. I actually have found that finding unobtainium is the easiest one out of all three. Maybe it's not always exposed to air, because that went pretty deep. But I always find it to be the easiest. I have a lot more trouble finding Allthemodium and Vibranium than I do unobtainium. Which is funny, because, well, it's neat. And we're already at a stack. That's crazy. So that should be good enough for now, because that's going to be about 2 stacks once we use our hammer to break it down. Now, if you use the dimensional pad, like we have to get to the mining dimension and the other, if you use that in the end, it'll bring you to the void, which is just a giant void that you can build in. You're obviously going to want an angel block to start placing things. But yeah, it's just a big empty area that you can build in. Nothing special about it, but still pretty cool. Alright, and we're almost at 2 stacks of it already. With way less time than it took for Vibranium. And we're going to go ahead and use our Explorer's Compass to find an end city, because hopefully we can get our hands on the boat. Because I would like to, get an elytra, because we're going to need that later for some crafts. But also to get a dragon head. I will say my luck with finding a boat in an end city is always pretty poor. Oh, okay. I guess not. I guess our luck is definitely up with this pack. We've had a lot of luck with this pack. Make sure our magnet is turned on. And let's grab our dragon head. So now, before we can get the unobtainium smithing template, we need to set something up. And that something is going to be an infusion pylon with some potion filters. And we're going to do 2 potion filters. We're going to go ahead and put our infusion pylon right here. And what we need to do is set up some potion filters and place them in here. And for those potion filters, we're going to set up invisibility and flight. So for our first potion, we're going to make the potion of flight because that's the easiest. The first thing we're going to need is some netherwort. And that's going to turn it into some awkward potions. And then for our invisibility potions, it's also going to be netherwort as the first step. And we'll turn those into awkward potions. And then we're going to use a golden carrot. And that'll turn them into potions of night vision. And then we want to use a fermented spider's eye on those night vision potions. And that should turn it into potions of invisibility. And now we just want to throw some redstone in here. And I think it's going to be 2 per to increase the length of this potion. And I think we might need to do that one more time. So I believe this isn't going to be enough time for our potion filter. But let's go ahead and give it a shot. So put our potion filter in our offhand, and then we're going to fill our hotbar with all of our invisibility potions. And then we just want to double right click. So drink the potion, use the filter. And as you can see, it now lights up and it says 479 seconds out of 3,600. So we're going to use all of our potions and see where we get. We might need to make an extra 3, which is fine. We have plenty of resources for it. And we're activated. So that was enough. So 3 brewing stands worth of potions is enough to get our invisibility potion filter. And if we take a look here and we place it in this, we now have invisibility. So you can obviously see our armor here, but nothing can see us, which is gonna make our life a lot easier. So now for our flight potion, we have our awkward potion. We want to put a phantom membrane in here. And now we have potion of slowfall, so we want to put a fermented spider eye in. And while we're waiting for that, we're going to throw a chorus fruit into our netherite furnace so we can get a popped chorus fruit. And this right here is the only reason we haven't done this sooner. The popped chorus fruit goes in. That changes it to potion of flying, so now we just put some redstone in. And that will increase the duration. And we should get 3 30-minute potions of flying when this is finished. And there we go. 3 potions of 30-minute flying. Now we're going to do the exact same thing with our other potion filter. Drink our potion, use the filter. Drink our potion, use the filter. And drink our potion and use the filter. If we look... Oh no. Did we? Oh, because we're gonna have to remake those potions. So what I did is I was starting to use my potions of flying with our potion filter, but I had this activated, which means I had the potion effect of invisibility. So it was using the invisibility potion effect to try and do this infusion. So we need to turn that off. Let our invisibility run out. And then remake our potions of flying. Luckily, we have a couple more phantom membranes because I don't have many of those. Alright, so we have some time on this potion of flying that we had left over, and that's fine. We'll just have to pretty much use 2 more of our potions to do this. Let's go ahead and try this again. No potion filter on. Use these. Fill this up. Let's see. Yep, activated, and we still have 1 potion of flying left. That's fine. So let's go ahead and place those in here, turn this on, and you want to make sure this is somewhere that is chunk loaded, so that way it is always available to you. Let's take our jetpack off. And now, if we run out here, we have creative flight. Don't have to worry about hover mode constantly dragging us down. We can move around without any issues. And yeah, we're invisible. If we turn off all of our armor, you can't see me. I'm gone. So we'll go ahead and leave our armor on, because our next stop is going back to the other. Because we have a couple things that we need to get while we're there. And real quickly as well, we want to put our night vision goggles on while we're in the other, because it'll just make it easier to see. I just generally have them off because, well, it kind of defeats the purpose when you're running shaders. It makes the world look a lot brighter and less fun. And now that we're here with our night vision goggles on, we can see a lot better. And there's a few items that we're looking for. One is soul lava, because that will make it a lot easier to power some of our thermo generators from power. Another would be the Allthemodium, Vibranium, and Unobtainium apricorn seeds. And then lastly is going to be the Unobtainium smithing template. And if we come all the way down, we can see there's some soul lava just hanging out down here. That's why I made myself a bucket through mechanism. Oh, you can see me. That's fine. But I made a ultimate fluid tank from mechanism to fill this up with some soul lava. And we have a ultimate fluid tank completely full of soul lava, so step 1's complete. So we're gonna do step 2 with step 3. We're going to be looking for the apricorn trees while we look for the structure that is required for the Unobtainium smithing template. And I think this is called a dungeon in the other, I think. I'm not quite sure though. Let's see. Let's head over there and find out. Ah, here we go. Here is a Allthemodium apricorn tree. Right click that. We've got the Allthemodium apricorn. We are looking for the sprouts though. And unfortunately this hasn't grown at all, so we're just going to mark this on our map. So that way we can come back to this at a later date. Because we only need a single sprout to get this going. But good to know that it's red leaves. Another one. We got the sprout for AllTheModium. Perfect. So now we just need the Vibranium one, which I believe is in the ancient warped forest. And here is the dungeon. And this is, well, this is going to be dangerous because for some reason blazes are still seeing me even though I have the invisibility potion on. Maybe they've changed it now where they can just see you in general as invisible, but this might be a little difficult. There are a ton of spawners in here. So we just want to go down. We are looking for the ancient library. Can we break this? No. But we need to go further down here. Maybe over here. Yeah, they can all see us. We just need to keep moving down. So we are looking for the library inside of here. And there we go. We are, we're dead. Which means we need to go back and get our stuff. So I spent way too long trying to get all my stuff back. So I am doing some upgrades. I went ahead and made a bunch of protection and thorns and just did everything I could to give myself a little bit more health and maybe some damage. Because I need it. I absolutely forgot how much the other hurts. So I'm gonna go ahead and put everything of importance away. Put all this back on. We've got a good amount of armor now. So we're gonna head back to the other and go back to the dungeon and see if we can live this. Because like I said, for some reason our invisibility potion just doesn't seem to work. Unless I'm just using it wrong. But yeah. So we're gonna head back to our death marker, which is where the dungeon is. Oh, here we go. Warped forest. Let's see if we can get any vibranium. Make sure our magnet's on. If we can get any vibranium sprouts. Nothing on that one. Just gotta look for the red tree and the sea of blue. But we should probably do this before we head back to the dungeon, because as soon as we finish the dungeon to get that smithing template, we are out of here. Perfect. We got our vibranium sprout. So now it's time to hopefully yep, they all see me. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and do large tunnel here and see if we can just dig into this. I know I've done it before, but they might have changed it where it's not possible anymore. Yeah, they added this. I don't know if it's breakable. Ooh, it is breakable. So we're gonna keep digging down a bit. Is that all a dungeon still? I think that is. I think that's all the dungeon still. Yep. Oh yeah, it definitely is. Okay. I've never seen this structure in like a cave like this before. Is this? Oh, perfect. Here we are. It's awesome. This is it's a little cheesy, but hey, I'll take it. so this is what you're looking for the Unobtainium, template. It's from this trial spawner. There we go. We just got it. Let's go. All right, we can get the heck out of here. Wow, that was way easier than it normally would be. Just kind of lucked out because this cave is the entire dungeon here. But instead of it being buried underground, it's right here. That's awesome. So for some reason it bugged out and I didn't get the smithing template, but here's another one literally right next to it. So we should be able to get it here. There we go. Okay, now we have 2 of them. That was interesting. Now we head home. Alright, and now we can duplicate this as well. And we'll go ahead and put it in the item frame. And getting protection on our gear definitely helped out a ton. Even though we really didn't need it at that point because we lucked out with the spawn there. But now we can upgrade all of our gear to Unobtainium. As well as our sword and our pickaxe. Now we're going to go ahead and set up some botany pots here. And for now, we only can do the 2, but I'm just going to set these all up so we can start placing them down as we get them. We are going to do some Allthemodium and some Vibranium for our apricorn seeds. We just need to let those go over time. And we'll start getting more sprouts and then we can start spreading them out. So we have more sprouts going here. So we can just get more and more of our Allthemodium and Vibranium apricorns, however you want to say it. And then once we have an extra of each one of these, we can take them to a specific villager and trade those to get the Unobtainium apricorn seed. Look at that, we already have one of the seeds here. And this one we're still waiting on. But now that we have those, we'll be able to start making Allthemodium, Vibranium, and Unobtainium balls. And the Unobtainium balls are 10 times catch rate and 30 for legendary Pokemon. And then once we have all that set up, we can start crafting the Master Ball because we need Unobtainium balls to make the Master Ball. But that was quite an adventure. And while we wait for these to spawn, I'm going to say goodbye. Because, well, that's about it for this episode. So that means next episode, the first thing we're going to do is go get our Unobtainium seed. And then I think it's time for some more resources, because this will kind of be the last resource thing that we do moving forward. And that's going to be productive bees. So if you're interested in productive bees, make sure to check out the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. And I will see you in the next one. But I don't know if you'll see me. Later.